Here with head women's basketball coach Devan Carter as we get ready to tip off the 2025-26 season. Coach, let's go back. Last season, your team makes a run. They make it to the Southland Conference Tournament. Since then, you've had an entire offseason. It's been, I guess, a little bit of a quiet one. There's been no coaching changes with your staff.
Yeah, got everybody back. We kept the squad together, and that's always a great thing. Continuity, blessed with phenomenal assistants. I mean, they make my job easiest on the daily. They tell me what to do. You know, you coach them at one point in their life, and then they end up telling you what to do, right? So it's always great to have them back.
Talk about this team coming through, because last season when we talked a lot, it was portal combat, hitting the transfer portal hard. What was recruiting like this offseason?
Yeah, it's, recruiting has changed. A lot of people go into the portal. Some schools are, sticking with high school recruiting and everything else like that. We try to do a mix. Fortunate for us, we were able to redshirt a lot of our freshmen last year. So they'll, be redshirt freshmen, and they had a year in the system, and a lot of those kids have really matured and grown up, and that year has helped them. So, and we dipped into the portal some as well. So it's just a combination of both.
You take a look at your roster, two names are going to come to mind to a lot of people: Alexis Smitty and Camille Collier, both on the All-SAC preseason team. But you also have a lot of other returners like Asia Barr and some others.
Yeah, we return a lot of experience, a lot of kids that played last year, had a ton of minutes. I think I've really been impressed with just, how they've been able to transition from last year to this year and, connecting the dots. So very fortunate to have those kids back. Glad they're with us, and looking forward to them taking another step this year.
You mentioned continuity when we're talking about the coaching staff. Having the experience of some players coming back, like Smitty, like some of those, to go along with some of the new freshmen, how does that work within the team chemistry?
Well, I tell you what, it's made my job a whole heck of a lot easier, because they know how things are. They know how, it's supposed to look, what's required, and everything else like that. And they've taken tremendous steps leadership-wise, and the freshmen that were here last year, like they were freshmen, so they were a little bit more quiet and reserved and everything else like that. But now, they know what it looks like. They know what it's supposed to be, and they've been vocal, and so it's been really, really good. I haven't had to yell as much. That's why at this time of the year I still got my voice.
What's the expectations from you and this coaching staff for this team this season?
Yeah, so became a big reader over the summer, and one of the big things that, one of the books I read was, Chop Wood, Carry Water. And, we're just trying to get better by the day. How do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? We're just trying to get better by the day. And every day is different. We practice at 6 a.m. in the morning every day. And so we're usually done by, the time people are waking up. And so I just want to make sure that, we take advantage of each day. And so me and the coaching staff, we talk on a daily, a lot of reflection on, did we get better today? And because that's the main goal, just get better every day.
Conference crossover, interesting little dynamic this season. Yeah. King, Converse, and then Middle Georgia State takes the place of Limestone, and you get it back inside of Tex Turner Arena, which is a huge advantage for your team.
Yeah, for sure. Unfortunate what happened at Limestone. Obviously, they were a SAC staple, and so fortunately for us, Coach Steve Rhodes, Coach Ireland, and Coach Key. And I actually met him at a clinic 10 years ago in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we've been friends ever since. And so he's been a great friend of the program. Coach Jordan Sanders played for him as well. And with Middle Georgia going to the Peach Belt, it was a chance for us to add another team from the Peach Belt, which is a strong conference to help our KPI, RPI, and all that other stuff. So really fortunate to be home this time and not be on the road for the first 3 weeks of the year. And so looking forward to it. I know Middle Georgia is going to be a good team. King's coach, Coach Thompson, is back. He always does, a phenomenal job. And then Converse has a brand new head coach who's got SAC experience as well, being at Newberry. So I'm really excited to see how this thing turns out. I think it's going to be a lot of great basketball.
Our coach, should be a fun weekend. Good luck.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.